Manchester United left it late at Old Trafford, edging past Burnley 3-2 in a rollercoaster clash, sealed by Bruno Fernandes. Ice cold penalty deep into stoppage time. It was a night of relief, more than celebration, as United's defensive lapses nearly cost them a game before their captain stepped up for a decisive moment. How are we, boys? How are we feeling? It's the end of the window. I think 7 a.m. Yoni, you were just saying it finishes. There's been a lot of action. How are we going?
Yeah, mate. Good, good. I enjoyed that game. I think it's one of the first times ever I was
You
actually
enjoyed it.
nervous. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Hey,
you enjoyed it.
can I
Far
say?
out.
Wait. Can I say? In the three games we've played, we've actually averaged like 20 shots a game. At least we're doing that compared to last season and the one before when we had like four shots a game. At least we're getting something happening. So it's enjoyable for that. However, it is the first time I think I've actually been nervous as Bruno was taking a pen. I was like, and it's only because he's taken three other pens in the week. And I was like, oh, it must be tough to take four in 1 week. You know, so yeah,
In
that's
less
how I
than a
felt.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, not sure if I would go as far as, I enjoyed the game. I mean, but it was good to get a win, I think. And, I think you look at it, if we don't win that game, you know, this international break could have been a different one for us, I think, and a lot
Yeah.
more speculation around the manager and his future and stuff might have sort of dominated some transfer headlines maybe today. But look, we got the win. What do we sit ninth in the league?
We're above Man City.
We're above Man City. We're above Newcastle, who arguably you'd think would have had a better start to the season as well. So we're top half of the league. I think we've just got to look at the positives and enjoy you know a, a couple of weeks off and maybe some some extra training for the boys just to maybe start linking up a bit more better in the games. I don't know.
I
Look,
think they'll all be away on international, so that's the problem, isn't it?
yeah. Look, I
Yeah,
thought we played
yeah.
well. I thought we played well at the start of the game again. First half I thought we were really good. Um, Look, it was Casemiro header, wasn't it? And then Josh Cullen knocked it in. Come off, you knew nothing about it, but I thought we were linking up well again. And look, we had good chances. Mason Mount. I actually thought it was a penalty on Mason Mount, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything like that, but um, I want to try and stay positive. I just thought, and I was chatting to you boys about it. I thought Bruno was turning the ball over a bit too much. I don't know whether he was trying too hard or not. Yeah, I
I will
thought, and
say,
he, and he had three different positions as well. That probably doesn't help either. You know,
he, his passing statistics though actually weren't that bad. I think it's just that we at the moment United is looking for negatives and they're seeing it. Like he was in the 80s, like which for Bruno is actually quite good because normally he's in
yeah.
the 70s. So,
I
but
think it was just at the times that he was losing the ball. I think
yeah,
just
yeah.
my frustration with him. Um, but yeah, I thought we were good in the first half, and then obviously we went into half time 1-0 up, and then it just
A couple of injuries killed us though as well because Cunha and Mount both got injured, and that changes significantly when it's not even just one player, it's two players who are integral to our pressing up the front.
Yeah, I think Mount played like 30 minutes of the first half injured, from what I was reading this morning.
It sounds like it because that's why it was
I
because
don't.
he was subbed off at half time, right? But he was obviously injured prior, so
I mean, I haven't seen anything about what they've both done, how long they're
they're
out
both
for.
hammies, I think, but they're not sure like the severity of the hammies.
I
I
did
hate a
see
hamstring injury. I
Yeah.
hate
I
that.
did see
I hate
Cunha. He,
that.
wa- he walked out without any limp or anything like that, so he looked
Yeah.
okay.
I
Mm,
think with him they're hoping that it's like 4 weeks max kind of thing,
Yeah, I
but
think
mm.
they're
Mason
unsure yet.
Mount was more precautionary. They were talking about. So I mean that's two good things out of the game. Goalkeeping. I
Yeah,
mean, goalkeeping again. It's just
There is a
so
great positive
poor.
out of the goalkeeper performance, and that is that we've just signed Senne Lammens. All right. So it's all
We'll touch on that. We'll let you two go for your lives on the transfers because I know you two love it. You absolutely froth over it, and you haven't stopped for about. If anyone knows, our group chat has been going for about 5 hours, and these boys haven't stopped for about 5 hours. So they're stinging to talk about it. But we'll keep touching on the game at the moment, and then we'll let you go for it because people at home, I guarantee you, they don't watch it probably as tightly as you guys, but they'll want to listen to it for sure. So yeah, breaking it down the second half, again, ball turnover, just defensive laps were just kills me, man. Just
yeah.
like the
I think
communication.
I do think that the injured players and the substitutes that we were forced to make, and then the changes on the field that we had to make when bringing them on, like affects the fluidity of the game and the players being settled in their roles and things like that. And I think I mentioned it. I mentioned it in our group chat like over the weekend and stuff. I just get a bit of PTSD from like Eric Ten Hag's management style when you're bringing players on and you're making 2 or 3 moves on the field to fit a player into the system. And I think that just, obviously when you're chasing a game, I understand that. But then, when you're sort of 0-0 at half time, you want to, well, were we 0-0 at half
No, it
time?
was 1-0.
No,
Well,
1-0
Yeah,
up.
well, even so, we're 1-0 at half time. We want to be trying to keep the team stable so that we can build on that. So I think those substitutes we had to make due to the injuries probably hurt us a little bit.
Yeah. You and I
But
have very different opinions here. It's a
yeah. But I
yeah.
guess, but I understand what you were saying as well. When you're chasing a game and you need to make some
It's
changes on the field to win a football match, then
it's not
that's
even just
different.
that. Imagine he subbed in Ugarte instead, for example. Then everyone would shit on him for saying, "Oh, why do you bring Ugarte on when we want to play and win the game?" So I think
Mm,
whatever sub he ends up making in that situation, someone will complain about that sub. You know, and
mm.
um and in my opinion, generally speaking, when you make substitutions, you're making it to affect the game in one way or another. So it can't just be a like for like. Why have an entire every attacker we have is different, and there's a reason for that. It's because we want to have like different solutions and stuff like that. That's the way I see it. However, yes, it can be disruptive for sure. Like especially in that game, I feel. So
and you know what? Look, we bought Mainoo. Mainoo came on for Mount, didn't he? Yeah. I actually thought Mainoo was
Mm.
very good when he came on. I mean, I'm a bit biased towards him because I do like him. But then we copped the goal, 55th minute. It's just like,
you know what that reminds me of? Like, and this I actually think it's definitely a mental thing because I don't know if it was last season or the one before, where after we scored a goal, we would concede one straight away,
yeah,
or after we did a one goal, we'd concede another one straight away. So and this is what happened this game. Like we scored a goal, then we conceded. They scored a goal, we scored, and then we conceded. And it was like all of it within 9 minutes, and it's just
yeah,
us losing concentration. So
yeah. And then we got it back, didn't we? We scored straight away. They reckon that's
yeah,
one
and
of the
Mm.
then we
quickest
conceded
goals
straight away.
ever at Old Trafford. Like
Mm.
after being,
After
yeah,
a goal, yeah,
after a
after a
goal,
kickoff.
yeah, after a
Yeah,
kickoff. So look,
Mm.
there,
I
there
mean,
was,
and that goal itself, Brian and Bremo, he's
you know
scoring
what's
already. He's scoring already. He's
second
got 2
goal.
goals in.
Yeah.
He got 2 goals in 4 games. It's great. That's great. That's a positive
yeah.
in comparison to last season,
You,
right?
But
you know
what
what I
does
like
your
about
head in
that
is
goal?
Delot, like Delot. He never drove like that the whole what 55 or 60, let's say 60 minutes in. He
I
never
think that's
drove
because
like
he's
that.
playing on
Like
the left though. Like on the left, like he's right-footed. He's playing on the left out of position. I don't see him
He,
ever making that cross.
he's not a fluid. He's not a
yeah,
versatile fullback like Mazraoui, for example.
Yeah, he could do both.
I think Dallo's a bit more rigid, and I guess he has played left back for Portugal before, but he's played in a four at the back
Yeah.
formation That wing back role is very different. But again, cut back for that goal. He will get you an assist, but I think and it was strange that Dorgu was actually an unused sub. Like,
I think it's because he played shit against Grimsby.
Yeah, but besides that, I actually thought that Dorgu's 2 performances leading up to that Grimsby game were okay. Like he clipped the post, he looked quite attacking, quite bright. So again, interesting. I think now that Mazraoui's back fit, I'd like to see him integrated into the team a bit more because I'm a massive fan of Mazraoui. I think his versatility is great. And to be honest, he was our best signing last year. And for 15 mil, I thought he was a bargain.
I agree. And look, I wonder where they would play him. Like, I really wonder where they would, because he was playing kind of like that right centre back, but now Yoro is probably going to play that, and you wouldn't want to drop Yoro because he's actually playing really well.
He was really good again, wasn't he? He was good. He was really good again. Look, there was that time too. I don't know if I was talking to you boys where Delot and Bruno were on the same side together, and it was just a mess. It wasn't for too long, thank God. It was just a nightmare. I think it was why that substitute was going on. When Xerxes was coming on. Yeah, it was that period there where we were playing with 10 men. He moved Bruno out wide, and I think it was just that period. And Yoni, you're all over stats and stuff all the time. You said that stuff happens all the time, which I was naive to it. I didn't believe that that kind of stuff happens all the time. I always believe there should be another plan ready to roll if something goes on. But I was a little frustrated with that. But as you were saying, Yoni, it happens a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you'll see it happen a lot now, like, because it's third game week in, and I've actually already seen like 4 or 5 injuries in the league. So I feel like it's probably going to get even worse over than.
I think that Club World Cup is really it's really hurting.
Injured as well.
Yeah, and it looks like Cherky was injured for City in training before the Liverpool. So that's why he didn't play this morning.
Yeah. Palmer got injured like pre-game and all that.
Yeah. Palmer got injured pre-game, and you already see a bit of some interesting stuff from Chelsea in the transfer window because of these injuries. Not so much from City.
Like they had the postseason, which was the World Cup, and then no preseason. So
So it'd be interesting to see. I think that's it'd be interesting to see sort of how that Club World Cup affects. It was only Chelsea and City in it, wasn't it? So, and Chelsea have still had a decent start, but I just still don't understand their transfer policy now. They can get away with that many transfers, but we'll talk about that on another day.
I'm happy with it. Take our shit.
Yeah. I get that. But overall, I think we're also going to be playing City at a good time after the international break. Another defeat for them. I'll second what I said last pod, and just they look woeful at the back, don't they? Like it's just
you look at the defenders that they had 4 years ago compared to now, and like 4 years ago they were all giants and they were like athletes, like Ake, Kanji, Stones, Diaz, like athletes, and now it's like I forget if his name, the little Russian.
And the Georgian.
Georgian guy, and just all of them. Like Aït-Nouri is not a big player. Like they're all small people. And unless Diaz obviously start playing, and Akanji, but they're all like Diaz is still young, but Akanji's 30, Ake is like 31 or whatever the case is. So
yeah, and I think you look back watching City. Carl Walker is a very versatile defender, but Pep never wanted to play him at centre back. We could play centre back for England, no worries. I just think so. That's
he did pretty shit yesterday or whatever, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was lucky with that penalty shout against Mount, wasn't he? Very lucky. Well, a very lucky boy. But happy with where City are at, going in and playing them, and then what is it? Liverpool, pretty.
I think we have someone before Liverpool, but I don't remember who it is. But anyway, We'll
What
get
did
to
you
Yeah.
think of Sesko's first start at Old Trafford when he came on? Geez, he can climb high, can't he?
Yeah,
Jeez.
you
Oh,
saw
that
glimpses
header,
of what he
hey.
could bring. You saw glimpses of what he can bring when you can hit that 6-yard box with a lofted cross,
Yeah.
and it almost looked like a Ronaldo type leap for that header, the one that just went over the bar. So that's good. I'd like to see him on the ball a bit more. I'd like to see him on the ball a little bit more because he can run at players too. But I think we need to play him from the start and give him, a bit more of a chance now. I think
Yeah. You saw that Amarim said like the reason he
something
Yeah,
didn't
to do with
start.
the injury.
He's still
cramps.
getting used to it. Like he had the he hasn't had a preseason really, and then that the reason he didn't take the penalty early on is because he was already tired by the end of that game in Grimsby, and they were kind of worried about what happens if he misses it and all that kind of stuff. So, but
Yeah,
he'll
or,
come good.
or
You can tell that he's good.
yeah, or justifiable, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd
So
love to. I'd love
that's
to
good.
see him get somebody in there just to help him out or something like that. I don't know. I suppose Ruben Amory's set in his ways and stuff like that, but I'd still like to see like a striker, an ex-striker in there just to
It's funny. It's
Like
funny you
you
mentioned
mean
that.
in training, like
in
having like
training.
a
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, in
yeah.
yeah.
training.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was watching. I think it was Talk Sport, and Troy Deeney was like, "Oh, just get them to, Rooney lives close to Carrington. Maybe you can pop over and do a few sessions with Big Ben up top,
Well, he's
and
always there. He's always there at Carrington.
Yeah.
He's
he's always
always
there,
there.
isn't he? Yeah, with
Yeah,
Kai and that. Yeah,
yeah.
so
I actually speaking of Troy, he ripped into Crookie. Like I know this is kind of unrelated, but he ripped into him and fans who are like so anti-Amarim and so like anti-United and stuff like that because they're all complaining about, these decisions that you make, but then you end up if you made a different decision, you'd complain about that and like how 6 months ago you wanted this, now you have it and you're not being patient about it. Like all these things. It was amazing. And I definitely recommend anyone to go and have a look. But yeah, anyway.
No, I agree. I
yeah,
agree with him, man. Like the fans ask for things, they get it. They get it, and then all of a sudden, because we're not winning games or anything like that, look, mate, look at the worst supporter base ever. I always say it. It's
Oh no,
shocking,
there's Arsenal. Let's not
and
let's
it's
not go
got
ahead of us.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, the Arsenal. I mean, but again, they have been more patient with Arteta than they have anyone else.
yeah, that's it.
Arsenal
Like,
fans.
mate,
But
our guys, our supporters are on the merry-go-round 24/7. Far out, man. Imagine we lost on the
I'm
weekend.
still Ten Hag in.
bec-
Sorry.
I'm still Ollie in.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of
it's
people are
because
Ollie in at the moment.
it's because the like our generation of fans grew up in the glory days, mate, when
Yeah,
we were serial winners.
yeah. I was a little bit
Back.
before you. I remember
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
50,
but
so I know
you know,
Fergie came in. How old was I when Fergie came in? I think I was 12. Yeah,
yeah. See, I
yeah,
was,
12. I would have been
I
12.
was, I was still a swim in my dad's balls then. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's because like the very outspoken fans now, sort of probably more mine and Yanni's generation than Adam. I think where we're serial winners. We're used to winning, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the first United games that I was watching were when we couldn't afford pay-per-view, so it was midweek ITV Champions League games and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the first sort of games that I watched on TV when I
Yeah, well,
was,
pay-per-view never came in till probably 1998, maybe, something like that, Foxtel. And then, what do you call it? We used to only get FA Cup, and then we had ABC Radio, early 90s, and then at the beginning of our supporters club, we used to get a tape. We used to get a
Oh,
Yeah,
tape, and mate, they
we
used to
used to
play
get
highlights.
these.
That was
We
it.
just had it on TV where I grew up, thankfully. And I remember I think I started in 95, 96, probably around those times. Because I remember I had cousins coming over from England and they were like, "This is the song you need to learn." Ooh, Cantona. Ooh, Cantona. I was like, all right.
All right,
but then
boys.
when I moved over here though, like 13, 14, I was going over mate's place on a Friday.
Yeah,
No, sorry, Saturday night, and all you had to do was push the red button on the Foxtel remote, and you could watch all the 3 p.m. games. They never televised the 3 p.m. games in the UK. You couldn't get them on telly.
You
So
still can't, right?
you still can't. You still
Yeah.
can't. It's to do with. I think it's to do with.
It's for grassroots football, so you go and watch games like rather than watch something on TV.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's because they don't want you at the pubs at 3 o'clock or something like that. They want you buying tickets to the match or something like that. But yeah. That
All right, let's move into Bruno's penalty. So we had a long wait. He had a long wait into the, what was it, 96th minute or something like that. It was a long wait for him again, poor bugger. I tell you what, unbelievable pen.
having his feet up just as Bruno takes the pen.
Yeah.
And, he was looking at the strap. He was looking at the fans, wasn't he, for that reaction?
Yeah. Ahmed Diallo, when he runs at players, he's trouble, isn't he? Like,
it's because he's quite small, so he's kind of like under them. Like it's the same. I'm not saying Messi level, but Messi, it's kind of like Messi's kind of like lower center of gravity as he runs, like because he runs really close to players actually when he dribbles past.
He's a smart kid too. Like he could have fallen outside the box if he wasn't announced for that, because as he dragged it, then as soon as he fell in the box, it was all over for him. Like it was a good shirt pull. It was unreal. I can't believe it took him so long. Like you could see he's fallen in the box quite clearly, 2 feet. It was just it was annoying. Actually, I want to go back to just one thing in that second half. What did you think of when Burnley got called offside? Mate. That was tight.
That was close. That was close.
I don't think it's
I still reckon it's onside.
When they showed I don't know if it's.
It did look like it. Like I know exactly what you're going to say. I looked at the snippet image of that, the automation VAR or something like that, and I'm like, because I was watching the game with my brother, I said, mate, that's onside. It looked like.
I'm just wondering if it has something to do with the colours, and that's why we couldn't see it, because their colour here was the same as the screen.
Yeah.
It was not offside, and I mean,
I don't think it was offside.
Thank you, VAR, but
we got lucky big time.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to Bruno's penalty, he had to wait a couple of minutes, or 3 or 4 minutes before they made the judgment. And mate, cool as you like, he looked. I've never been so nervous. Honestly, I've been nervous in games. Probably the City FA Cup, I was really nervous when we won, but that penalty there in a normal game, I've never been so nervous in my life. I was at Dean's. I was up in Queensland, and I've got my hoodie over. I didn't want to watch it myself because I was that nervous.
Yeah, it was tough because he has I feel like that penalty had Amarim's kind of not I don't know future per se, but any perception you have of Amarim that relies on that penalty going in.
Yeah.
I literally I said to my brother, as if he misses this, I think Mbeumo is going to be our penalty taker moving forward.
And Mbeumo also missed the one against Grimsby.
Hit the bar. Yeah. But again, when Mbeumo's got has had that similar style to Bruno from a spot kick, where he does that slow run up sort of thing, but he didn't do that in his second penalty. But and I've not seen Bruno do that for a while either, to be honest.
I know. I was thinking the same. He actually just takes the shot now, but he's so good at it. At some point he had a really good record, and then he missed 2 close-ish, and then
Look,
I mean, what I'll say about Bruno, it's, I know his where he's been on the field and playing and his positioning and things like that has probably been a little bit sort of not what we sort of hoped for after his, I guess he carried us last year. But I've got him in my fantasy team, and he's scoring points for defensive contributions now.
He's got to stop his whining though, man. Far out.
Oh,
man.
Mate.
It was killing me in that game as well.
I get it, but it's so overstated, because you know what? If you looked at
very animated.
Roy Keane complained
Oh,
often in the
Kuno
90s
complained
game.
like nothing else, man.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah,
the
but
first one to go on to
Bruno
He's
Bruno.
the
is
first one to
That's
pick him
what kills
apart.
me, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the pot calling the kettle black big time, mate.
yeah.
He used to
He'll
go
mention
off.
it again.
He was
He's
probably
mentioned it
and
worse.
again.
and it will be the same with Schmeichel. Schmeichel also when he
Yeah,
was captain or whatever, he'd rip into his defenders and this and
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just Bruno, but it's because
But don't
people
you think it's a
the
different
English
type of
media loves
game though
hating
now?
Bruno.
Don't you think it's a
Pardon?
different type of game?
It's
You
what?
don't
Yeah,
need the complainer.
You do though. You do.
you do need someone in the ref's ear.
Yeah,
And
You
the,
do
and
need
the, and
someone.
nowadays it's only the captain who's allowed to be in the ref's ear. Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
anyone else goes to them, they get a yellow card. So
yeah,
But how Bruno goes about it is just a bit, just his body language when he's just like, he's putting his
yeah,
two arms
yeah.
straight down there.
I honestly
Throws
think
the
it's just because
tantrum.
he
He throws
looks,
that tantrum. Yeah,
but because he looks scrawny and all that kind of stuff, I think it makes it look even worse. Like
yeah,
legit, if he was like a tank who was doing it, no, like you'd be like, oh, he's scary look, like Vinnie Jones kind of look, you'd be like, I don't want to
yeah.
mess with it. But because he's like this,
Anyways, he
Yeah.
scored the pen. It was well taken.
balls of
The
steel,
keeper did
balls.
dive the right way. And I'll be straight up. I enjoyed the celebrations afterwards. I
Yeah.
enjoyed them. And anyone that says, if you're a Manchester United supporter and you think they went over the top with the celebrations, you are kidding yourself. Because the amount of shit that team copped since Grimsby, and not only that, even in the
And
off
before.
season, everything like that, the amount of shit this team cops. If they score a late winner, they should be celebrating hard and bringing the team together. I have no problem with a team celebrating hard.
Especially
Oh,
before.
I don't even think it was. I've seen it was more the goal when they got a goal kick or something. Wasn't that what the stick was about?
Oh,
Celebrating like when like Dallo and Bruno celebrating the goal kick that we got right at the end of the game or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
but
like
I've
that.
seen
regardless, I
every
don't
team
care.
do
You
that.
want to put shit on
Like
Yeah,
players,
I've
go for
seen
your life.
every team do that.
Yeah.
When it's been like a hard-fought match, like so often, like yeah.
But they're fighting,
boys.
United's fighting against themselves as well. That's what people have to realise. Like United's fighting against themselves. They want to put in good performances. They're not trying to lose games, but
Mm.
they're not playing the best, but they want to play the best. I think they're trying hard at training, but they just can't put it on the pitch.
It's the
Like,
mentality.
yeah, it's the
Boys, we've all
mentality,
been
and they're
to
fighting against that. That's big time.
we've all been to Old Trafford. If you're scoring a goal in the 97th minute to win a game for Manchester United at Old Trafford, the emotion, the crowd, you're going to want to celebrate like
I
that. You're
can
going to want to.
vouch for that because I was there when we beat Newcastle 4-3 with a 91st minute goal and the crowd went fucking nuts. And that was in
You,
Ferguson's last season. So that was before we were shit.
Yeah,
So
you,
okay,
if you're not celebrating like that, what picture are you painting? Like, come on. Come on.
mate,
I
you
think
gotta
it's
be.
just I think it's just the United I think it's just the narrative around us as a football club at the moment that no one wants to see us succeed, and when we do succeed and we win a game, it, whether it's against like a newly promoted team or not, and and we did it in the way we did, we're gonna people just want to give us stick. They
Yeah,
just they just don't. No one wants to see us succeed,
yeah. Look, I was
because
happy
we've
with the
succeeded
result.
so much. We've succeeded so much already. Like in
Yeah,
our history, no one wants to see us succeed anymore.
no. Yeah, definitely. Look, we got the 3 points at the end of the day, and we're trampolining, which is good. So that's always good. So you boys, I'm going to let you
Long
take it
may
away. There's probably about 8 or 9 minutes to go on the pod. I'll let you guys take it away. The transfer market, it's always exciting for you two. I'm always the one that waits till it's always announced, but you two love it that much. Go for it.
Mate,
I mean,
I used to watch and stay up until midnight on deadline day when I was living back in the UK, or when I went back and visited my grandparents, and would just watch every deal come in.
Yeah.
It's just crazy fun. Like, it's cool.
I love it. I love it on YouTube. I'll have like three different things on and I'll just like listen to what they say.
So
But
who we got? Who we got? Who's coming in? Let's
Senne
go.
Lammens is coming. That's good. I got here we go. Thank you. So as I mentioned, I guess for anyone who doesn't know much about him, I don't know much about him either, but just a few of the stats that I've seen seems to be the complete opposite of what we have now. Best in Europe in regards to claiming crosses. That's something that we are literally probably the worst at. Um, Best in Europe, one of the best in Europe for prevented goals as well. So which, is nice. And then what was the other stat? He 93rd percentile for save percentage as well. So those three things are big upgrades on what we have. I don't know what he's like with his feet and his passing and this and that, but I don't care. Just be a good shot stopper, which those stats to me say that he is.
Yeah.
Well, he got Well, I was having a look at last season. Was it in the Belgian division? He faced 8 penalties and saved 4.
Yeah. So we're not going to concede 10.
So he's a shot stopper.
Penalty saver.
He's a shot penalty saver. He's got reasonable pass and accuracy. I think yes, he's young, but it sort of reminds it reminds me of a couple of things. The type of signing that he is reminds me of like a David De Gea, where he's raw, he's not very known, he's young, but he's tipped to be sort of the next Thibaut Courtois, for example.
At least he's also 5 years older than De Gea was when we got him.
Yeah,
and he's a giant. Giant.
Was he like 193 or 94 centimeters or something like that?
Yeah.
And but it also reminds me of when we signed Van der Sar. The year he came in, I think we were quite worried about the goalkeeping situation, and we were very vocal about it and stuff like that. And we've made this signing like at a similar time in the window when we signed Van der Sar, over a decade ago. So, I think I want to hope that it just steadies the ship. It sort of just really, puts a few of sort of uneasy fans sort of at ease a little bit. But, obviously, and you bloody want to hope that he's put straight into the team. Because
we just got to be patient with him as well, I reckon, obviously. But
oh, look, I don't think you're going to see the screw ups like the other keepers. No chance.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. I've seen a lot of highlights on him, and
definitely not every game.
I'm proud to say that I did put something out about a week ago that we already had signed him. So, which did get good views on my TikTok. And also the Worldwide Red MUFC
the next piece of news, I guess we should mention is Sancho as well.
Yeah, so Sancho's finally gone. Antony's finally gone.
Freedom.
But quickly,
freedom from Sancho.
Just before we move on from the new keeper, last season he only made 2 errors that led to a goal.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, you got 4
and
minutes.
Most of our keepers have made more than that already this season, right?
Yeah. So that's a positive.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Freedom Fighter is gone. It's the dream. I'm so happy Sancho's gone. Be gone. Never want to see him again. He's the one person I wanted out more than anyone else.
Yeah. The only small concerning thing that I read about the Sancho deal is there's talk around it triggering his contract extension, because obviously he's out of contract.
We can sell him. Yeah.
So we can sell him and try and make some money off him. I'm not sure if I haven't seen if it's loaned with like obligation or option 2.
Yeah.
But there's a likelihood that we'll trigger his contract extension so that we can try and make a bit of money and sell him, sort of at the end of the season, whether that's to Villa or whether that's to someone else. So
Well, I'm still hoping by the time we wake up, 7 a.m., well, I'll be up at 5:30, that we may have a midfielder too. So,
look, they're saying still up, but let's
not be happy that we've got a keeper. I always say we always sign 3 or 4 players, so they're still sticking to their guns. They still doing what they always do. And anyway,
Yeah.
it was
I think
boys.
we've
Anything
got
else to add? You got a
representatives
couple
in.
of minutes.
We've
Yeah.
got representatives in Stuttgart talking
Yeah, that's what I heard.
about potentially, but whether that's right or wrong, I'm not sure. It'd be good, but I think if we don't sign him, I think we need to, the midfield issues need to solve themselves. We need to find out who our best parent is in that position.
Well, we'll have
Yeah.
a full wrap up of the transfer window anyway, sometime in the break, and I'm going to do our outro properly. Whereas I'm going to ask everyone to go in there, like, share, subscribe, get onto YouTube. Instead of messaging me privately, can you leave a message on our YouTube channel? Go and follow us there, Worldwide Reds. It's Worldwide Reds MUFC on Instagram. And I do post stuff on TikTok on my vintage_Man United. We're doing very well, boys. Hopefully we're over 200 subs after this. And we've just cracked the 100 on Instagram. We've got a fair few on vintage_Man United on TikTok, which they love all the shorts over there. And I want to thank you guys for joining the pod again tonight. Your knowledge, I love it. You come with the stats, you come with the transfers and everything like that. And anyone wants to come on, please just send us a message. Sometimes it's a last minute call up or wherever you are. If you're around the world, just come on. We'll try and organise a time. We even have to organise ourselves with Yoni and his kids and Elliot and the kids. That's what we do. We're a family show. So thank you, boys, for coming on again. I'll talk to you later. See you later. Check you.
See ya.
See you, mate. See you, bye.